Welcome to Runny Eggs Gaming. I'm gonna unbox 8 classic Sonic the Hedgehog Jakks Pacific 4-inch figures and try not to break them. We've got Fang, Classic Sonic, Tails his buddy, Amy Rose, Knuckles the Echidna, Eggman, Super Sonic. But first, let's start out with Trip, one of the newest members of the Sonic universe, first introduced in Sonic Superstars. I stumbled upon this figure in a GameStop, not expecting it to be in stock yet. I was pleasantly surprised and snatched it up right away. And hey, while I'm tearing open this box so we can see this figure in all its detail, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know down in the comments which one of these 8 figures is your favorite of the bunch. And hey, if you like this video, check out my channel for a bunch of other Sonic the Hedgehog unboxings. There's a ton of them. Alright, we finally freed Trip from her plastic confine, so let's take a closer look and see what type of detail they added to this figure. Love that we got a Trip figure so close to when she originally released. This has got to be the fastest we've gotten a new character in figure form. I do love this Trip form with her helmet on, but I really hope they also make a Trip with her helmet off so that we can see her face. The articulation is pretty good considering she has such bulky armor and looks stiff at first, but stands up really well on a shelf. Don't forget to stick around till the end so you can see all the figures displayed together. Next up we've got Fang. Some of you older fans like me might know him as Knack the Weasel, but now we call him Fang the Sniper, and I'm alright with that. I love that Sonic Superstars brought back this fan-favorite classic character and paired him with the new character Trip. I think the duo was really fun to watch in the animations and play out through the storyline. Also, this little wanted poster is a really interesting item. It's just paper, I kinda wish it was plastic, but it's a really cool design, so I'll let it slide. You know, now that they've made a Fang figure, I would really love to see them bring back Bark and Bean and make them figures and put them in the mainline games again. That would be so cool to see. I love that mischievous grin he's got and that signature pop gun holster, so cool. I love the paintwork on his hat and tail. He's got that classic Sonic triple trouble energy, so cool. And his tail is posable, I didn't even realize that. Man, with all his little details like his belt buckle, his shoes, his gloves, his hat, I think this might be in the top rankings of my favorite Sonic Jakks Pacific toys. Now for the main man himself, Sonic the Hedgehog, Classic Edition. Short, rounder, and full of attitude. And honestly, one of the reasons I held off getting these classic figures for a while was because there's so many classic Sonic figures, and I didn't really like any of the styles, but this one specifically has a really cool look on his face, and I just love how much attitude it gives off. I also can't help but notice that all these classic figures this round have really good items, whether it's like an item TV box, or a Chaos Emerald, or later on you'll see that Eggman has a really cool little sign. I just think they did a really good job with this series. Alright, let me focus for a second. This one's getting a little bit tougher to get out of its plastic. Ugh, come on, just, come on. Oh, no. Can't say I've ever knocked off Sonic shoes before, but there's a first for everything. Luckily, we're good as new. Alright, let's take a closer look at this Sonic 4-inch classic figure. Yeah, that awesome look on his face and his open mouth just gives so much more attitude than the typical Sonic figure. Yep, just about as posable as the other ones. Looks good. Let's see how it looks on the shelf. Next up, we've got Tails, or miles per hour as some call him. Once again, I was a little hesitant collecting the full classic Sonic series, but once I saw Tails in the store, I had to get him. He's just so cute and so adorable. They did such a good job. He just looks like a cute little fox he is. Alright, and here we go. We got another good item, the Speed Boost TV. Excellent. Alright, let's see if we can get Tails out of here without ripping his shoes off. Huh, came out so much easier. Seems to have a little scuff on his fur, but I might be able to get that off with like an alcohol wipe. Fun little fact, I have an orange and white cat that we adopted about 10 years ago, and I named him Miles after miles per hour. Next up, we've got classic Amy Rose in her classic outfit. And for some reason, this one came with just a coin instead of like her Pico Pico hammer. Come on, Jakks Pacific. You had one job. Quick little fact for those of you who may or may not have read the Archie Sonic the Hedgehog comics back in the day, but Amy starts out pretty young, around 10 or 11 years old in the comics, and wants to be older so that she can go out on adventures with the other freedom fighters, and so she actually finds an artifact called the Ring of Acorns that lets her somehow wish herself into being older, like 16 or 17. I guess it was their way of explaining classic to modern Amy. Also, I didn't realize until recently that classic Amy actually has a pink spike that sticks out of the middle of her back in her outfit. It's kind of cute. Man, her hair spikes and her little red hair bow is so cute. Really well done. Next up, we've got Knuckles the Echidna, the last of his kind, the protector of the Chaos Emeralds, the protector of the Master Emerald. And hey look, another great item, a purple Chaos Emerald. Thank you for not giving me more useless rings that I don't know what to do with. Don't worry, Knuckles, I'll keep this Chaos Emerald safe and sound. Oh, okay, spoke too soon. Okay, that's actually a really cool Chaos Emerald. I might need to collect all of them now. Dang it. Alright, Knuckles has been freed. Let's take a closer look at this spiky echidna. Yeah, I really like the way they scaled this. It's kind of perfect. His dreadlocks are massive, his knuckles are huge, and his feet are actually smaller than I expected, but still has good balance when standing on a shelf. Alright, 2 more figures to go. Eggman's up next, and then last. Stick around for Super Sonic, and then I'll show you the whole gang all set up together on awesome display. Quick little fact about Eggman that I've probably mentioned before, but Eggman was actually designed after Theodore Roosevelt. Kind of portly and round and, you know, with the glasses. Okay, secret question of the video. If you've watched this far, comment down below and tell me your favorite president of all time. I'm just kidding, but you can if you want to. Alright, let's take a closer look at this portly Eggman. Oh, but first, this sign. This is actually one of the cooler items I feel like I've gotten before. I feel like that's going to look super cool displayed on the shelf. Alright, we've got his bushy mustache, we've got his glinting glasses, his cape and outfit are just so well done. I love the color design, and his hands and arms actually have way more articulation than I was expecting. This is cool. I could have him hold like a Chaos Emerald or something. Man, the only Eggman I'm missing now is Modern Eggman. If only they would re-release him. Come on, Jakks Pacific, re-release Modern Eggman, please. Last but not least, we've collected all 7 Chaos Emeralds and we have become Classic Super Sonic. Let's take a look at this one. Man, I think this is the longest I've gone without getting a repeat item. This one's got a red spring. I can't wait to see if it actually does the little springy thing. As you probably know, the original appearance of Super Sonic was in Sonic 2, but did you know that Dragon Ball Z was a huge inspiration for the Super Sonic form, similar to the Super Saiyans? You also may have had to collect 7 Chaos Emeralds instead of Dragon Balls, but the Dragon Balls summon a dragon instead of making you a Super Saiyan. Anyways, you probably already knew that. Let's see if we can get this guy out without breaking him. I spoke too soon. I'm taking his hands off. Here we go. Alright, just gonna gently try and get this one out of the packaging without... Well, you know what? Good thing he's supersonic. He can't take any damage. I'm just gonna put his hands back on and we're ready for his close-up. See, you learned something today. If you ever break one of your Jakks Pacifics like this, you can just put it back together, no problem at all. Alright, let's take a closer look. This is so cool. So well done. I love the shape of the quills. It really stands out, makes it look like he's just surging with power. Really well done. Also interesting to see Sonic frowning. You really don't see him do that much, but it just shows his intensity. Let's take a quick overview of everything we looked at today. We got the full Sonic crew. We got Sonic and Super Sonic. We got Eggman and Sonic. We got the full evil gang. And then let's do one big swipe over the entire crowd, and then we'll end with an awesome pose. Thanks so much if you made it this far in the video. I really appreciate your watches, your likes, your subscriptions, and your comments. If you like this video and you want to see more, I got a whole playlist of Sonic unboxing videos, and I'm starting to do a lot more unboxings that aren't just Sonic related as well. Thanks again for watching today. My name's Josh. This has been Runny Eggs Gaming, and I'll see you on the other side of the sunny side.